Hi, I'm Kelly Miller. I am an educator, feminist, and campaign manager, and you're watching Atheist Edge.
Hey, welcome back. I am here with Nathaniel Walters. He is the Assistant State Director for the state of Texas for American Atheist. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, so we are at the protest now. It's just getting formed as we're speaking. People are starting to walk in now. Nathaniel,
yes.
What's your main takeaway? What's your main goal for today?
I think more than anything else, it's to remind people, well, first off, it's Freedom Sunday, and to remind people that not just Christians have served this country and also have died for this country and continue to serve this country. It's every faith, and even those without faith. And also to, more than anything else, obviously to have people remember that this is his right to spew whatever lie he wants to, but it's also, I believe, not just our right, but our responsibility to remind people that this is not a Christian nation. We are a secular nation founded upon secular ideals. Our Constitution states that. There is no mention of Jesus or God or anything like that in our founding documents. And it is to remind people that just because Christians live here, it doesn't make it a Christian nation, even though if it's the majority of people are Christians.
Right. The title of the sermon today is America is a Christian Nation. That's what led us to get Pastor Jeffress was under a lot of pressure, and he had to remove a couple of his billboards. I also hear that the Military Atheists and Freethinkers Association, the MAAF, they caught wind that there was going to be military, each branch of the military, the actual crests, were going to be displayed, and those got taken down. So some inroads have already been made now. They understand we're here, and I think you were active duty military.
Yes.
I was active duty military.
Yes.
Anyone here, if you first ask them, hey, I was a Marine for 21 years, you know, this cat was in the Navy, you know, saw combat. Would you consider us Americans? Would you consider us patriotic? Hell yes, we would.
Yeah.
Okay, we're also atheists. How many would go,
Yeah, I find that, especially here in Dallas, there's a little bit less of that than in other places, but the fact that that still happens is something that we want to do our best to eliminate as much as we can. You know, it's no different really than looking at somebody as like LGBTQ plus, or somebody that's like that is of a different race or something like that, and automatically making those, you know, those really bad, negative, stereotypical like assumptions about them. And we want to say, you know what, we serve proudly, and we serve with just as much gallantry, and we do all of these things as well, right beside you. You didn't care when I was next to you in the foxhole when I was an atheist. You had my back and I had yours. Why do you care when we come back stateside?
Yeah, that's good.
That's a big deal.
So 69% of the United States is Christian.
Yeah.
The other 31%, now yesterday I asked a believer, I said, would you consider the other 31% of US citizens not Americans? And they said, absolutely not, they're Americans. I said, okay, so when Pastor Jeffress titles this America is a Christian Nation, so there's a substantial percentage of his congregation that don't take that meaning as this is only a Christian nation. How do you respond to that if a Christian said, oh, we don't mean America is an only Christian nation, we just mean it's also Christian?
Cool, then title it America is a Nation.
Or a nation of Christians, Muslims,
yeah.
and just list it all down, right?
Yeah, it goes, saying something like that, especially for a non-profit organization that's founded upon the religion, the Christian religion, understanding that the religious liberty that our Constitution provides us as a basic human right is, and which one that can never be taken away as long as the Constitution stands, is that this is not a Christian nation. Christians live here. This is not a Muslim nation. Muslims live here. Can you imagine the uproar if somebody at a mosque would say America is a Muslim nation? We don't have nearly as many people out here today as we would have Christians all over the place. I mean, they stand in front of mosques and throw bacon on the property just because Muslims even exist. Can you imagine what would happen if somebody inside of a mosque said America is a Muslim nation because Muslims live here?
Oh, we didn't mean just Muslim nation. Oh yeah, whatever. It's very misleading at best, right?
Yes.
At best. Some of the other questions I'll be asking the believers today as they walk by to and from the service. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to just challenge you.
Yeah.
You're going to already know the answer, but I would say a substantial percentage of these Christians are not going to know the answer. I'm going to say, okay, so you are a Protestant, correct? And what do you think they're going to say? Oh no, I'm a Christian. First off, they're not going to even know what a Protestant is.
Yeah.
Second, I'm going to ask them, okay, what denomination of Christianity are you? I bet a lot of them don't even realize. It says Baptist right on the door.
Yeah.
So we've got some of the protesters starting to file in now, so I'm going to let you all get to it, and I wish you the best.
Hey, thank you very much.
What's up, Lance?
Hello. Good
Glad
morning.
You made it, yes?
Yes.
It's still kind of early. The protest hasn't started yet. People are starting to arrive now. So Lance just showed up, and first off, what would have to happen today for you to consider this a successful protest?
One person comes up and asks us why we care. Like, if we get, I know that, and that's like probably not even going to happen, but if one person comes up and says,
oh, I don't know,
you know, why is it so important that you come here and see this Jeffress guy? I don't really remember his name. Jeffress, yeah. Like, he writes books, right? And he's written books, he's spoken on this many times.
And he's Trump's right-hand boy.
Yeah, whatever, man. Oh, that's even, oh, okay. I'm going in there. No. I am actually kind of curious to hear what he actually has to say, just to like be able to address it.
It'll be available to listen to after it's live.
Okay.
On multiple platforms.
Because I am kind of curious, but I mean, I really just want one person to come up and say,
happen. That's going to happen.
Why is it so important? Just like this conversation right now. And that way we can say, you know, hey, it's important because we don't feel that this is a Christian nation. This is a constitutional nation. And so often, at least to me, like we get this concept that God planned America somehow.
Yeah, it was divine providence that we were to become a nation.
Yeah.
That it's part of all God's plan.
And there's such a fundamental issue to get over with people when they feel that way. Hey, Brandy. There's such a fundamental issue that people need to get over when they feel that way before we can even start to have the conversation about how we should choose our laws. Because they think there's some divine, like you said, some divine providence in America when there just isn't. And if we reach a couple of people, it'll be a success to me. Like,
cool.
Otherwise, we just stand out here and shake our signs and pat ourselves on the back and say, we did an atheist thing today. And
yeah, I fully suspect people will come over and try to talk to us. Good. Especially, everyone's going in for the first service right now. I mean, I've been to a couple protests, and I fully expect some of the church leadership to come over. Maybe cool. Not Jeffress himself, of course, but
if only.
Yeah, yes, I expect that. I would be surprised if it didn't happen. Okay, the weather, it was supposed to be 101 and sunny, and it was supposed to be just ass hot today. But we're getting this cloud cover. It's balmy. It's hot as hell, but it could be a lot worse. So
yeah, I was worried it might rain even.
Yeah, but I saw the rain rolling in, but it kind of dissipated. This is great. If it had been a downpour today, what would these superstitious people across the street have said?
Oh, well, that's obviously a leading question. Like, it's raining on the atheist. Ha ha ha. F them.
Not just that, but
I think that
a majority of them, a substantial percentage of them would say that that's God intervening. Yes?
Yeah. But hopefully in the same way, reaching a few people, I would hope that someone would be able to say, look at those people, they're standing out there in the rain because this is still important to them. You know, like, especially if we look like really pathetic and it was like, we're drenched, but we're still out here because we care.
Good point.
That probably wouldn't happen because obviously it'd be easier to say God's punishing them for being atheists.
Yep.
But
there'd be more of that, I think.
Maybe. Probably. Oh yeah, way more.
All right, man. Good luck, and we'll probably talk to you before it's over.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Atheist Edge. Walking the edge of what some consider offensive. But your feelings don't matter here. Only facts. Edgy commentary on the dangers of doctrine, the foibles of faith, the bullshit of belief, the stupidity of superstition, and the idiocy of indoctrination. With razor-sharp wit, curiosity, and critical thought, we take an unblinking look at today's religions. We are Atheist Edge.